Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are into Game 2 of the Winners Bracket Final at EGL4 London. Spawning at the left-hand side of GSL Terminus SE is none other than 4Kings Dream. And spawning as the Blue Zerg at the top side of Terminus SE, we have Lowland Lions O'Reilly. Now, both these players have progressed incredibly far through this tournament. Obviously, the winner of this series gets into the grand final of EGL4. O'Reilly is currently 1-0 up against Dream, so he only has to win this game to progress into the grand finals, whereas Dream has it all to work for, and he has to pull the series back to 1-1 before he can take it to an ace match. So we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. O'Reilly first scouting the close by air positions, I guess. Except obviously the main on this side of the map would be over here. So he's just sending his overload one way and going to be sending the second one the other way. He will find out where Dream is reasonably soon. In the meantime, Dream scouting correctly first time around and is going to immediately see that O'Reilly is at the top position. So well done for him there. He is getting the pylon at the choke, so it looks like he's going to be attempting to wall this spot off with his much larger choke than the previous map, but he should be able to pull it off, provided O'Reilly doesn't go for any sort of stupidly early aggression. We have got the spawning pool going down at 12 as usual, with the extractor popping down as well for O'Reilly. So it looks like he's going to be attempting the same build as the last game. Dream just going to camp out to find out what the expansion timing is, of course, but we will get a drone popping down there to make the expansion at roughly the same time as we see some Zerglings threatening to pop out to take that probe down. So Dream presumably going to pop down here so he can build a forge and begin the wall up. But this time he is actually going Nexus first. He feels slightly safer. This is a much larger map, of course. And once again, the probe decides to pop up just to check what the pull and ling timing is. But this time the hatch doesn't go down behind the drone's back, probe's back even. And he's going to be able to make sure he really does know what the Zergling timing is. This time 4 lings being produced out of O'Reilly compared to the last game where he only produced 2 and sent the other drone to build the expansion early. So I wonder if this signals any sort of different strategy from him, or whether it's because this map happens to have 4 watchtowers in the middle of it, and therefore he just like a little bit more map control with a couple more Zerglings to take control of those. The 4 Zerglings are going to pop up and annoy the probe to no end. The pylon does go down to try and delay it even further, but luckily the Zerglings are going to make short work of it, not a problem, and this drone's going to very probably build an expansion. And there we go. So the Nexus is now nearly complete. We have the forge complete and the cannon going down at this wall off by Dream. The gateway and another gateway complete the wall up, so there isn't actually a gap where Zealot has to stand there. Oh, hang on, no, he's rebuilt that into a cybernetics squad. So, unfortunately, both games Dream cancelling a building early on, but luckily it's not going to make too much of a difference to these lings early on, because this photon cannon is going to be able to look at them and say, no, you're not getting in here. This probe going to sneakily pop back up and see what is going to happen in the main base. We're not going to see anything unusual going on. We do have metabolic boost almost done now, and both gases being taken by the Zerg. So once this expansion's up, we can expect some sort of tech going on from O'Reilly, mixing it up just a little bit, deviating from his normal strategy just enough to make things interesting. Some good Overlord placement going to be popping into the base of Dream at some point soon to check out what sort of tech he has, but as it currently stands, both players really just macroing up and building workers as necessary. So in the main base, we've got the layer going up now, quite quick at the 5-minute 33-second mark. Layers down, and the hatch is also about to pop at the natural. We're going to wait and see what sort of tech is coming out of O'Reilly. I suspect it might be a quick spire, but I can't be entirely certain. We'll find out in just a moment. In the meantime, back in Dream's base, he's chrono boosting Warp Gate, getting that first sentry out, and really just going to play defensive at the front while he busily takes himself second and possibly a third base a bit later on once he can destroy these destructible rocks. Because luckily he doesn't have to break out of his base to do it, unlike on Shakura's Plateau. He can simply pop down via the ramp. So we do see... oh dear. Okay. We've got a Nidus network coming out from Aurelie. When you're 1-0 up in a best-of-3 series and your opponent wants to play nice and safe, I suppose it makes sense to occasionally try something very aggressive. This Overlord looks like it's in a prime location to put a Nidus network down. Let's wait and see what actually happens. A lot of Zerglings being put in right now, and we do have the Nidus network popping down. Oh no! Dream sees this. The Pylon sees the Nidus network. Is he going to pull probes to destroy it? He needs to do it right now. Okay, he manages to, but the Nidus is about to pop, and the Nidus pops. Oh my goodness. Are the Zerglings going to get... A lot of Zerglings do come out, but the Nidus does go down. I don't really know what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, Dream needed to react ever so slightly faster. I suspect... Oh no, if he pulled the rest of his probes, he might have just about beaten those Lings. But those Zerglings have now managed to split the probes up. Some of them were mining, and the rest were busy holding off the Zerglings. And when you split them like that, the Zerglings do have a fantastic advantage. The second Nidus network going down at the bottom, and the Natural is now completely full of Lings, and there is no way Dream is going to be able to get away from this. Two fantastic Nidus networks coming out from Aurelie, electing to mix it up, and got those Niduses down nice and early. A lot of Lings coming out, and Dream loses every single probe. GG, well played coming out from Dream, and Aurelie is into the grand finals of EGL4 London, taking down Dream 2-0. Dream is going to go into the lower bracket final against Dignitas Bling to see who's going to come back up to try and defeat Aurelie in the grand final. Of course, no matter who comes back up, they're going to have to face him 2-0 down because both of them lost to him 2-0 in the preliminaries. So well played to Aurelie. Definitely the surprise package of the tournament because people don't often see him around in LANs. Dream's done a fantastic job so far getting into the winners bracket final in his first LAN event, so well played to him. But now it looks like we're going to have to go to the lower bracket to see who's going to face Aurelie again in the final. Stay tuned.